For thousands of years, ancient civilizations left behind cryptic warnings, carvings on stone walls, mysterious texts, prophecies that were dismissed as superstition. But what if they were right? From volcanic eruptions to global disasters, many of these ancient messages predicted real events, but humanity ignored them. The patterns of nature, the cycles of rise and fall were often observed and recorded, yet their profound implications were frequently overlooked, lost in the clamor of daily life or dismissed by the arrogance of the age. These were not mere fables, but hard-won lessons etched into the memory of our ancestors. Today on Flinto File, we embark on a journey through time, to uncover 10 ancient warnings the world ignored, and tragically, paid the price. We shall explore the whispers of the past, seeking to understand why these vital messages went unheeded, and what we, in our modern era, might learn from these poignant tales of foresight and folly. In the heart of ancient Greece, nestled on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, lay the sacred precinct of Delphi. Here, within the revered temple of Apollo, the Oracle, a priestess known as the Pythia, delivered pronouncements that shaped the course of history. Her words, often veiled in ambiguity, were sought by kings, generals, and common folk alike, each hoping to glean insight into the turbulent currents of fate. As the colossal shadow of the Persian Empire loomed over Greece in 480 BCE, the anxious Athenians dispatched envoys to seek the oracle's counsel. The oracle's response was characteristically cryptic. Athens was to trust in their wooden walls. Some believed this referred to the ancient wooden palisade that once encircled the Acropolis. Others, led by Themistocles, argued it meant the fleet of triremes. Those who took to the sea, manning the wooden walls of the fleet, ultimately secured a decisive victory at the Battle of Salamis. A warning tragically misinterpreted by some, yet astutely understood by others, illustrating the fine line between salvation and destruction. Deep within the jungles of Central America, the Mayan civilization flourished, leaving behind an astonishing legacy of intricate art, advanced mathematics, and sophisticated astronomical knowledge. Among their most compelling creations is the long count calendar, which culminated in a date corresponding to December 21, 2012. The popular narrative painted this date as the end of the world, but scholars suggest it marked the transition from one great age to another. The Mayans understood that civilizations moved in cycles of emergence, flourishing, and eventual decline. Their historical records hinted at recurring patterns that often preceded societal collapse, unsustainable environmental practices, incessant warfare, and significant climate shifts. The Mayan calendar's true message was a timeless admonition about the inherent fragility of complex societies. In the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, the Roman city of Pompeii thrived, a bustling hub of commerce and daily life. Yet in the years leading up to the eruption of 79 CE, the natural world offered a series of increasingly urgent warnings. Ancient chroniclers documented unusual phenomena, frequent tremors, dried-up springs, and erratic animal behavior. Cracks appeared in buildings, and the air carried faint, sulfurous odors. Despite these signals, life in Pompeii continued with normalcy, until the volcano unleashed its fury, burying the city under ash and pumice. The warnings had been present for all to perceive, but were dismissed, a tragic testament to humanity's tendency to underestimate nature's power. Upon the arid mesas of northeastern Arizona, the Hopi people have maintained a profound spiritual connection to the land for generations. Central to their worldview is the Prophecy Rock, a weathered sandstone canvas depicting two distinct paths for humanity. The upper path represents a life in harmony with the earth, while the lower path illustrates a journey marked by materialism and disconnection from the natural world. Hopi elders interpret modern crises as manifestations of humanity treading the perilous lower path. The Prophecy Rock is a living warning, urging future generations to seek the path of balance. It speaks across the ages, urging us to reconsider our choices before disintegration becomes an irreversible reality. Far out in the Pacific Ocean lies Easter Island, famed for its monumental stone statues, the Moai. The story of Easter Island is a stark, cautionary tale of ecological suicide. In their zeal to construct and transport the Moai, the islanders systematically depleted their most vital natural resource, trees. Deforestation led to soil erosion, diminished agricultural yields, and a decline in their primary protein source. Oral traditions speak of resource scarcity, internal conflict, and societal breakdown. Easter Island stands as a chilling symbol of how a society can sow the seeds of its own destruction by failing to live in sustainable harmony with its environment. The silent Moai now serve as a poignant reminder of a warning that was tragically ignored. Along the coastlines of Japan stand ancient tsunami stones, weathered markers placed by previous generations. Engraved upon their surfaces are stark messages: do not build your homes below this point. These stones represent a remarkable form of intergenerational communication, warning future inhabitants of the destructive potential of the sea. For many years, these warnings were overlooked, and new villages crept closer to the shoreline. The catastrophic Tohoku tsunami of 2011 brought these ancient warnings into sharp focus. Communities that respected the boundaries demarcated by the tsunami stones largely escaped the devastation. The stones proved their timeless relevance, a testament to the enduring wisdom of listening to the echoes of the past. In Roman legend, the Sibylline Books were a collection of prophecies said to hold profound insights into the destiny of Rome. A mysterious old woman offered 9 books of prophetic verse to King Tarquinius Superbus at an exorbitant price. When he refused, she burned 3 books and offered the remaining 6 at the same price. After burning 3 more, she offered the last 3 books for the original price. The king's advisors urged him to purchase the remaining books, which were then enshrined and consulted in times of crisis. Tragically, the remaining Sibylline books were eventually destroyed in a fire. The story serves as a powerful allegory about the perils of dismissing wisdom and the irreversible nature of lost opportunities. It highlights how invaluable knowledge once spurned or neglected can be lost forever. The catastrophic nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl in 1986 offers a contemporary example of ignored warnings. In the rural communities surrounding Chernobyl, anecdotal reports suggest a period of unease prior to the explosion. Some locals recounted experiencing vivid nightmares and unsettling premonitions, while strange animal behavior was also reported. These observations, often dismissed as superstition, tap into a long history of looking to nature for portents. The narrative of ignored local concerns highlights the dangers of a disconnect between technological systems and intuitive wisdom. It underscores the value of heeding subtle whispers from the world around us, a modern echo of an ancient imperative to listen when nature speaks of impending trouble. The Epic of Gilgamesh, a Mesopotamian poem, contains a detailed account of a great flood sent by the gods to wipe out humankind. The hero, Utnapishtim, is warned by a god and instructed to build an ark to save himself, his family, and the seeds of all living things. Similar flood narratives are found in many ancient cultures, suggesting a shared memory of devastating flood events. These stories carry an implicit warning about the consequences of humanity's misdeeds and disregard for the natural order. They are cautionary narratives about the potential for widespread devastation when humanity oversteps its bounds. These ancient tales are more than just epic adventures. They are timeless warnings about the balance required for survival on this water-rich planet. The legend of Atlantis, introduced by Plato, describes a magnificent island nation with advanced technology, immense wealth, and formidable military power. Initially founded by beings part divine, part human, Atlantis flourished for generations. However, pride, greed, and a lust for power began to corrupt their society. As a consequence of their hubris, Atlantis incurred divine wrath and was swallowed by the sea. Whether Atlantis was real or a philosophical allegory, the story serves as a potent warning about the dangers of societal arrogance and the corrupting influence of power. It highlights the importance of maintaining a balance between technological advancement, ethical responsibility, and respect for the natural order. Ancient civilizations attempted to communicate vital lessons across time through carved stones and whispered prophecies. They observed the world, understood its rhythms, and recognized the patterns that led to prosperity or ruin. Some of their invaluable words were lost to the decay of empires or the fury of the elements, yet the echoes of these ancient warnings persist, resonating with an unnerving clarity in our contemporary challenges. Today, these messages speak again, inviting us to learn, reflect, and choose a wiser path forward. For more mysteries unearthed and forgotten wisdom brought to light, subscribe to Flinto File, where facts, stories, and the enduring secrets of our shared human journey come to life.